in the, there's glue and there's fluff. That stuff is the stuff most of us use when we're pouring a base coat or we're mixing with other colors. Because it's, like I said.
Put a little screen because after you open it, it can get fluffy
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah, I put a little screen there.
Oh, thank you, Lord, for the breeze.
Praise God.
So,
So that's coconut oil and
this is just Floetrol and white paint. I just showed you.
Right here.
It's a product they make in the
It
paint.
keeps
Paint section.
paint flowing, and a lot of painters use it when they do those spray guns, you know, those big sprayers, to keep the paint from drying up and clogging. So it keeps the paint real moist and a little thinner.
And you want to tell them the ratio again?
50-50.
50-50.
That's what I use. Other people, when you look on for videos on YouTube, you're gonna find other people mix it different. So you just try. It's like some of this is just experimental.
So is it better to use that scraper, or is it better to just...
Yeah, I got a scraper over there. If you can give me that cake scraper, I'd use it, but I forgot to get it when I came in.
I usually use a little.
Yeah. The little cake scrapers, they help too.
That's why when I'm at
Add a little, and when you add water, you just want to add like a little bit at a time because you can always add more, but you can't take away. Still coming off in clumps. Whoops, that might have been a little too much. Darn.
I would suggest you buy paint if you're a beginner, just to buy like basic.
Yeah, you can buy you
There's
can.
different degrees of paint.
Yep.
It's the pigmentation in it.
There,
So the
now we
higher
got it.
end stuff is way more expensive.
I would do the open cup.
And see, some people very fussy about the dots. Me,
No, I would like the.
we're good. So now one thing I could do is I could put a tiny bit of white between my colors. But I don't really want to. Here's why. Because I want some purple in it.
Oh, I love purple.
so if somebody was crazy over the couple dots, that's kind of
They
too
would
bad,
do this.
Right? Oh,
If somebody was too
but once they're
very-
on there, there's nothing
people who
you
are
can do.
fussier go like this, so
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
drip on the canvas.
It's all going to get covered the canvas anyway, so.
That's how I figure it. And I don't want technique. I don't want technique to mess up my experience.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying?
So if you put the white in between, it won't mix, right?
Or you'll have less mixing.
Less mix.
And also you get but no, I'm not gonna do it. And I'll tell you why too, because I've got all this white on my base coat, and when I start smashing, it mixes with the paint. So I already get a little white going on. Now I've never done just one with just a primary color, so this
That's
should be
pretty
interesting.
already.
I just good.
Love them.
Now the balloon, I'm gonna do this part right here with the balloon, then I'm gonna go to my mallet, because I love it.
Okay. See how the white came out?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't need to add more white.
There's not much yellow.
Isn't that fun?
I love it.
It's all. Most of it is technique. Once you learn the technique, it's easy.
Better get a third over here. Okay, so that's that, and then at some point, like right now, once in a while, yeah, you gotta wipe it off. Otherwise, you get too many mixing, and then what we call it, artists call mud, which is really brown. It's browns, but and I don't know why it rays so many people. grayish color bothers me more than a brown does. So don't blow away.
There you go.
Okay.
Ah, stand back.
Stand back! No. If I hit it that hard, I'd mess up the canvas, but.
Oh, see? Isn't that sharp?
I love
Just
that.
use about anything, huh?
You can. Experiment.
That's getting a little muddy right there.
I've seen where people have taken like wide comb, and you do the circle and then you just scrape across. You can do. That's what's fun about free stuff like this, using flow in that. Just experiment with different stuff, you know.
And
Buy
watch,
a bunch of
watch
smaller
what
canvases
happens.
to play with.
You know, you just look, watch. Look good. Is it too chunky over here? There's not enough going on over there. I got too much blue. This right here needs to be manipulated. There. And this is one thing I love about the mallets. They do these little twisty things, and they make what looks to me like petals, like when a flower is just starting. So I like them. And you can do both, I suppose.
Interestingly enough, there's not so
that
much
was
purple
okay.
in there.
Look at that. But that's a neat effect.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, look on your balloon. It looks like a flower.
Isn't that nice? That's why I always like to do one of these. But it doesn't always come off there, see? Somebody asked about rolling the balloon.
Get all different effects.
So if I get new towels at home, I'm gonna give you my old towels because we'll use them.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I still like this. But this is coming out good too, though. Yeah, I got more cells happening in there. Don't like that right there. And now, okay, artists called this negative space.
Because there's nothing in it.
Yeah. And some people,
As long as there's a balance.
if you like it, you keep your negative space. It doesn't have to go off the edge. And then there's lots of decisions to make, which you don't want to stand around while I'm making them. So I might come back to this.
Well, you can.
Like they do on the top of lattes or something. With the-
Right.
Yeah.
You can take,
That's what it reminds me of.
You can take the ones with the color on them, or even a clean one. You know, if you just want to pull. Maybe there's
Well,
a
that may
section
be all
pull
I can
underneath
get out of
and
this
there's all
one.
that white. If you press down too hard, you're going to pull the white out, and you might want a little bit of that white coming out to make it like a light blue to the dark blue. You know, to break it up a little bit. You have a big clump of color.
Yep.
You could do that. Oh, that's beautiful.
So you can take a straw now and blow some.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
You blow this little part.
There's straws over there too.
She's got some ideas already. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's so many. There, see?
Bring some little things out of it.
There.
Or you can take your balloon out of your straw.
Woohoo.
You should do the top part with the rainbow.
And get that out of
When
there.
you blow, usually it'll bring the stuff that's underneath out. So if you have, like I said, too much of a dark area and you might want to blow like through the center or an edge to pull it out or feather it.
Yeah, I like that better.
that's
Now it's
gorgeous.
happening.
Look at that. See? Makes a feathery look.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Very nice.
This way or this way? This way.
Landscape.
Yeah.
If you do landscape, it'll come on the whole screen of television. If you do it this way, it comes this way, and they block out the
Narrow.
sides with stuff. Okay, just a little photograph thing. So
That's
I need
another
little
thing.
cups. Oh, actually, I'm
The
gonna use
pour.
the pour cup.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna pour
But
cup.
first you're going to base.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is just make sure my paints are in good condition. She did a 50-50, but sometimes I like things 50-70. 1 part paint to 2 parts Floetrol if I want it more liquid. But I'm listening to this, it's pretty liquidy.
Yeah, I think that
this
Australian sienna needs a little water.
It's pretty liquidy. Want this one?
Yeah, I
Can't
think
tell.
that first one you touched.
Ursula,
And
is
usually
this on?
I'm pouring stuff in a cup.
Is this on?
Usually water.
Hit the red button.
'Cause I think
What
that's
red
kinda
It's on?
thick.
Okay.
So, consistency is really important. Level is important because you could have a paint that you love, and if it's not level and you leave it to dry, the next day it has, even if it's that much off, all those wonderful cells you love there are here. I also put freezer wrap in a box. I work in a box because it's cleaner, and I line the box with freezer wrap, so everything that flows over I make into jewelry like this.
Oh.
That's from Pour Paintings, okay? So it dries like leathery, the acrylic, and then you just cut it up and send to the little trays on Amazon, and you can make all kinds of jewelry. Just a little fun thing. So first I'm going to put down the flood or the cushion. They call it cushion or base paint. That's pretty flowy. With this size canvas, that's probably enough. That's a lot. Now I have no idea what this is going to turn out like because if I don't like something, I keep experimenting. But first I get it to most of the edge. So I make sure most of the surface is covered, and I do a gradual, just a little gradual turning like this.
Should be on one of those shows where you're playing the game.
There it goes.
Okay, and so now I'll let it start going off the sides. If I have to add more cushion, I will. You want this all covered, because if it's not covered, then when anything flows over there, this is going to show, because it's a pre-painted canvas. And you don't want it to show, so you've got to cover it first, so that whatever goes over your sides, and everything always goes over the sides, you won't have to be touching up in between with white. So you want that white covered. Might need a little more paint, but I can help it out. Okay, and this little corner here, this little corner here. Just make sure it's covered. I can pick up some of that too. Some people, like Fiona, she makes flower ones. She has a cup here to catch all her paint that she puts on for base. You can use any color base you want. You can use black. You can use tan. Any color that's mixed with Floetrol will work.
Yes.
That looks pretty covered right now. So what I do is torch it usually.
Yep.
To just get any bubbles out. Some people don't torch the base, but I do.
It's on.
Yep, that's it.
It's on.
I don't see fire.
It is.
Okay, just always remember when you're using a torch, you're dealing with fire. So there's a very small flame coming out right now, so just keep it moving. Don't ever stay in one place. Always moving quickly. It's bursting the bubbles. And you're done. That's good, fine. It's safe now. It's
And
good.
bubbles are bad because
Oh,
When it dries, they leave a pock mark.
so I'm not crazy about this black here because this canvas is a little bit dark. So I'm gonna have to put just a little bit more flow on the sides here. Just make sure that is covered. Now I also could have gessoed the canvas first with a white gesso and let it dry overnight so it would have been white. Okay. Could have done that too. But to tell you the truth, most of the time these canvases get covered with whatever you pour on them. They get covered.
Yep.
Okay. I would have probably made this a little thicker. Probably a 1 part flow,
In 2 parts.
this white flow instead of the blue flow to just 1 part. But that's as a flow paint already, by the way.
Yeah.
So 1-to-1 is okay with that one. If you're using titanium white acrylic, it's thicker paint, so you'd use a little more flow and maybe a little bit water. So now for the fun part. Let me put that right there. Now what do you start with first? So that's experimentation usually. And black tends to take over. So I'm not going to start with that one. That's got very little of that. I'm going to start with the copper. I love copper. And I love the,
Check the consistency.
okay. I love the metallic paints because they shine, they dry metallic, which is a little different than flat. Now these canvases will always dry not shiny like that. They're going to dry matte flat. Okay.
Like the one we passed around upstairs.
So you can put this a nice consistency. You can put a nice coat of Rust-Oleum spray silicone paint over it. It comes in semi-gloss, matte, or gloss, depending how shiny you want the paint. And we're just going to put this in there. You just cut a regular cup, and you want the flat side down, right? I'm going to add a little white. This is called a dirty pour also because I'm not pouring on the side like you saw in the previous video. I'm pouring right into the middle. So it's called a dirty pour open cup. Look at the cells already happening. You see them? Woo! They're so much fun. So this is the gold. See, it's trying to seep out the back already, out the bottom. So I'm already seeing what's happening. It's giving me an idea what the painting is going to be color-wise.
Oh wow! And the cup shifted a bit too.
Yeah.
Because it's all floating.
If I don't want it moving over that way too much, I'm going to guide the cup a little bit this way. Okay. So I'm going to hit a little black into there now. It's nice to use contrasting colors, darks, not just lights, not just mediums, dark, medium, and light. The white is, of course, the light. So what I'm seeing is a lot of copper. How much of this do you do for this size canvas? You don't have to fill this cup. And you'll kind of like know when it's like got enough of a ratio around this way that I can move it around and not have to use too much more paint. Okay, we're gonna put this in there. Now this orange and this black might tend to make a green. So I'm gonna put a little layer of this in between. That also adds more white into it.
Yes.
And I'm going to use the whole orange. The consistency of the paints look very consistent with each other. If you have a one thicker paint, then it'll roll over the, oh, look at that.
Isn't that amazing?
Nice stuff going on there.
This is why I love this stuff. It's like magic.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm thinking I want a little more gold because I haven't got a whole lot of gold. And that's what's great about an open cup. You could actually see what's happening already. Doesn't mean it's going to remain that way.
What's that red blanket?
It's recording.
So if one paint is thicker than the other, then when you start tilting, the thicker one will roll over the thinner one, and that will not be good.
Now, do you think it was balanced because it's all flowing that way? I mean, do you think that
Probably not.
Yeah.
we forgot to check
But
the?
that's okay. At the end, you could stick a stick under here
Yeah,
Yes.
or roll up a piece
There's a piece of cardboard.
or something. Well, I won't do it right now, but before I want to let it dry, I'm going to stick something under here so I stop seeing it roll around a lot.
And that's good to know.
I'm not going to put any more copper, but I am going to put a little more black for see what's happening, these veins in between. And this is without silicone and without coconut cream.
So if you wanted silicone, you add it into the big cup?
I would
Mix it in.
Premix in. 2 drops into each mix instead of just, it would have been pre-mixed already in there. So you could see that green coming up, and I said it was going to happen, but actually it's a nice green. And now you can move the cup around like this.
Kind of looks like some stones or things that, you know, people.
Organic.
Yeah.
So I like the earth tones. I like the earth
Granite.
tone stuff.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's brave.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
Completely different painting.
Yep. Now this comes from painting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You gain confidence. The more you paint, the more you're not afraid to do that.
Yep.
I've painted for 2 years, and I probably watched hundreds of videos on YouTube, and learned all different tips and tricks from watching them. This is getting very earthy. This is what you meant about coming right back again. Now, the more you tilt, the more it stretches out the cells. On a big painting, that could become a real problem because they could stretch out too much. These are beautiful. I don't want to stretch them out too much, so you can move this like this. And start going this way. I'm probably not going to have any negative space. I'm going to let this cover the whole canvas. I'm going to let this come back to the center again, like she said. And if I don't want to do too much here, just to tilt it more, you can help it along that way. And that's when she put on each corner, she put some stuff, right? Okay, that's finished. That's okay. Maybe a little black. I want the same color. Okay. That's just to let, when this comes over, this will be more liquidy. It'll stop this from going over, so it'll make it flow better. It's moving pretty quick.
And she won't lose the good stuff.
What you
as
could
much.
do is watch you have to be watching every corner, okay? If it's going over too much, you just rock it back. And sometimes I just rock it slowly, really slowly, really slowly. Because I'm watching all four corners, what's happening. I want that one to come back.
So if
gotta
you
be
wanted
watching.
to keep that big orange in the middle, you just
Oh, that's
let
no
it dry.
problem. That's
You
right
set
in the
it
middle.
dry.
It's these guys I want to save.
Yeah.
So I'm watching them, bringing them back, and then bringing it back to this corner, bringing them back, bringing them to the, and when she said pick which part you like the most, I really love this. I'm
Yes.
crazy about this. So I'm gonna just let it just go a little bit this way, so this grows, and that's off. So now I can bring it back. Bring it back. And you are in control of that by the tilting.
To some degree.
What's that?
Well,
To
just
some degree.
don't take your eyes off it.
So I'm gonna look at it this way, and I'm gonna look at it this way. I'm gonna look at it this way. I think I need more of that. Less of this green stuff. So I'm gonna let this grow some more. Let that go off a little bit. We'll bring it back.
Is there more of that white mixed up?
There's lots of the white, yep.
The more you tilt, the more this is happening, which is making the cells come up. So at this point, I'm going to just stop for a minute and torch it.
Usually torching is a bad thing.
The wind's not a good thing when you're torching. The wind's not good when you're torching. So it's going to bring up, see, a little more of these things happening in here, and it's going to bust bubbles. So it'll keep making cells even after I stop doing this. Now let's say I don't like this, right? I'm
Don't
not
do,
happy with this.
don't do it.
She said, "Don't do it." Well, you know, part of it's learning. So it's just a demo.
I know, but I love it.
Want this to grow a little bit more. I think the orange is too much, but look what's happening.
Wow.
That's really cool. I like that better. Composition-wise, I like that better. Save a little orange, and I like that better this way. I would hold it this way too, and let it come back down this way. So I can decide how much of that orange I want. This is coming into this, which is a really cool effect.
Oh, look at that.
Okay? I like that a lot better than that orange that I think was just a big blob of orange. Overpowering. This white is a little strong, so I'm going to let it go off a little bit and let this brown take over a little bit more. Now I got a lot of paint off here already, so it's not going to be flowing as quick anymore. Also, the more you tilt, the more wavy your cells get. That's the problem with tilting too much, okay? But wavy is not necessarily bad.
Right. Depends on your preference.
Depends on the look you want. See what happened when I hit it with the gun?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I still didn't like this, I would probably swipe it. And swiping is where I would put a line of black here with black paint, a line of white. And I think I'm going to do it for sake of demo. Can you give me that piece of vellum that's in that green bag? Or you have a paper towel? Anybody have a paper towel?
Paper towels, yes.
Give me a paper towel. You can do it with vellum. I don't want to touch it right now.
Okay.
Or a paper towel. You just take a paper towel.
Do you want me to cut a piece off of this? Or?
Yeah, maybe in half. This. And I need to spritz this a little bit with water.
Okay.
Got a spritzer. So what I'm going to do after I put a layer of paint down here is just pull this. I'm going to decide which side I want to really keep. This is a huge cell maker. It makes a lot of cells when you swipe, okay? And a lot of times I save paintings by swiping. I think I'm going to get rid of the orange. Put a row of that there. A row of this here.
That's why I want you to pour them into little cups before you do, because then you'll know what you got.
And you could begin a painting like this. Swipe with a swipe like this. Just right into the white cushion.
Do you want this, or do you want me to set it somewhere?
And sometimes you drizzle.
You can do with that or
Over
with this, but
top
I'm going
of
to do
it.
them with this. You got they have a spray thing?
I think she went to see. She's filling it.
Oh, okay. All right. Come on with the spritzer, girl. We're gonna spritz. Now you can see it's trying to make cells already,
Yes, it's gorgeous.
and you can move it around a little bit too, like this.
There. Spritzer ready.
Spritzer ready.
Oh, I
So
like what you did
you
there.
want to wet this just a little bit.
That's a
If you want to get rid
Little on the
of,
top.
You just can't screw it up. You just think of what's next.
watch
So you're
this.
gonna just put this right down like this.
Yes.
I want a piece of cardboard for that?
No.
No, you're gonna do paper.
Wet,
Cardboard's too heavy.
Oh,
You
Wet
can use
paper.
the vellum or you could use this.
and it'll make tons of cells.
It's going to change the whole bottom part. And it's going to bring up a whole batch of cells.
cool.
Oh, look, I'm being born over there.
That's cool.
I'll wait till it's done. It's
Here, want
percolating.
another one of those paper towels?
This is okay.
I
Just
think she
No,
put one
it's
right
all right.
Okay,
Oh.
she doesn't.
So
Just
I
need
see
to-
what you were saying though with the one upstairs. I see that emerging now.
now that's how she did a swipe.
Yeah.
There.
Okay.
So
And look at all
nice.
those cells coming up.
Now I'll make that swipe grow a little bit.
Look at that.
Mhm. Fun.
Now look at the
Now.
sides. This is going to keep growing, and I'm going to also blast it with the torch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm letting it grow a little bit into there. Sometimes I swipe several times. I keep little pieces of cardboard like this handy
Mm-hmm.
and swipe certain sections. So, I mean, you can keep playing with swipes.
At some point, it's so hard to quit.
Right?
It is.
Oh, I can improve that.
I know how that could be
If
better.
the painting is still talking to you,
Then you
see,
keep working.
that's
with it,
only
huh?
get that corner there. That's
Oh.
not good.
It's not straight. Which might be why the paper towel's a little bit more effective because it's more flexible.
See that?
I like this little
I
edge.
do, too.
So I'm going to leave that little edge, and I'm
Yeah.
going to go a little higher.
Mm-hmm. Pop that down. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. higher, just so I haven't got the same all the way.
Differences.
Now I might leave that
Yeah.
Yeah, the heck, why not?
and just let it.
Looking good.
So you mix
So let me have over here. Wow.
And you see how the little cells come up? Ursula, that's gorgeous. You've made 4 different paintings.
Making some veins.
You've
I
made
want that
4.
white to grow down a little
Yes.
bit. I want that to come down a little bit. So I think just about right there is good.
Yes.
Then I'll do the gun on it
Gorgeous.
again. And that's it. So there's always a way to save a painting or change a painting. And this was a do-over. This was over a canvas that she didn't want anymore. She had used before. You could use the skewer. And this is not mixed. This is not mixed.
Looks good. There.
That's it. Ta-da! That's it. Put this under here because it was a little bit lopsided. Right my bottoms.
All right. Turn it off now.
The levels in the card.
Oh, she has a level here.
Level? There's 2 levels here. You just
Yeah.
gotta look
See, that's
around
much
here.
more level here.
Yeah.
Much more.
Okay. Okay.
I just bought this.
Okay, what we got here going? Oh, that's beautiful. That's really cool.
But I'm not liking that.
Oh, you want to pick it?
Okay, she'll help you out with it. She'll work it out. She knows how to do those real good. Right?
Can you see if this broke?
No, it's not broke. You have to pull the safety down. Ooh, look at your colors. She's an abstract girl.
Okay.
Ooh, I love it.
Thank you.
Yes. So the girls are doing. You filled the second cup up?
Yep.
Okay, we'll plop it in a minute. Look what these people have done for their first time. Holy mackerel.
I don't even think it's coming on.
It probably needs, does it need butane?
I just put some in it. Now it is. I can,
Okay, it's Louise's.
yeah. I wanted to
That's Haviland's.
redo hers.
Cool. Look at this. Down to the water. This beautiful piece made by Karen. It is amazing. Beautiful. And this is what her husband made. You know, between the two of them, they should start a business, really. Look at this beautiful pavilion he's made. Just sets a tone, doesn't it? Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Wow. Okay, we'll see more. We're just checking out all the glorious stuff they both made. Made this a little Shangri-La. Isn't that pretty? He built both pavilions, her husband. And I showed you the mosaic. That was amazing.